Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Thursday, February 9th. It's 11:36 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. It's an interesting day in the market. I think there is some guys either a SEC or DOJ or something like that has a closed door meeting today. I think 2 or 3 Eastern time. It might pertain to crypto, and supposedly the results of that may or may not have create a market move. That may be why the market's a little bit sideways today. Regardless, I didn't look it up. I saw a reference to it, but I didn't get a link to it. It's just happening. There's some DOJ, some SEC, whatever it is, some meeting, sometime this afternoon that may or may not affect the price. And like I say, I think that might be why we kind of have a bit of a sideways action. People are kind of waiting to see what those results are. If it's like one crypto exchange getting given a hard time, so I think it's the DOJ. If it's like some obscure crypto exchange they want to go after, nobody cares. We'll see what that is. Sorry, I didn't link to it. I just did not. I should have a news article for you, but I just don't. So anyway, welcome home once again, Bitcoin truth seekers. There's some kind of news that may affect the market today from the, I think, SEC or DOJ or something like that. Anyway, guys, looking at the dollar strength index here in the top middle, as you can see, it's above the three. Well, it's not above the 314 this very moment. So it is below the 200, of course. It broke above the 314, but it's not quite being able to hold it so far here in the daily chart. So maybe it's going to get back down into this downwards channel. It's a red day for the DXY, dollar strength index today. So that is allowing the market to breathe a little bit. But the thing is, it's not breathing. It's not actually moving up. Looking at oil spot price here, U.S. oil spot, a little bit of a slight red day after a couple of days of moving up. Looking at the S&P 500 over here on the top right, definitely a red candle, getting rejected off that 314 moving average so far. We'll see if it bounces at the bottom of this upwards channel. So at the same time, Bitcoin, red day today. As you can see, this is the 314 moving average, bottom left-hand corner. It definitely is getting a rejection. So pretty much the S&P 500 and Bitcoin kind of reacting the same on the 314 moving average on the daily chart, both kind of getting rejected. We shall see. You would think they'd have some upwards energized, but they don't. Given that the strength index this week, you'd think they'd be moving up and that the market would, in general, but it's not really happening. So anyway, looking at gold here, bottom middle, red day, silver on the far bottom right. It's a red day as well. Probably going to hopefully get that 314 moving average bounce here in the green moving average. One would expect it. So, but we shall see. It kind of dumped rather hard recently on the dollar strength index, moving up so abruptly. Now, looking at Bitcoin trading, looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly, that's 24 hours, coming in at 12 billion. That's actually pretty darn good. About 2 billion has been added to that. It was around like 8 or 9 this morning. So definitely picking up a bit. So we're seeing some good Bitcoin trading volume. Looking at FinViz here, definitely the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500, all just kind of a down day. Dow is down 0.27%, NASDAQ 0.15%, and then the S&P 500 0.24%. Looking at the S&P 500 a little bit more closely, in general, I don't know why Google's taking that big hit today, down negative 5%. That's really something. The market really not happening to any great extent. The only thing I'm really seeing moving up is Tesla today at 5.79. That's kind of nice and under healthcare here. AbbVie Incorporated, whatever that is up 4.22%. So in general, not a really rocking day. Oh, I see GM. GM is up 3%. Way to tell those F-150s. And what's this? Ford? Yeah, Ford up 2.27%. So definitely auto manufacturer. Tesla, GM, and Ford doing great. So sell those Teslas, sell those General Motors machines, and sell those F-150s. It's nice to see. Rednecks will rise again in F-150s. Anyway, looking at this is a 15-minute chart. This morning, 15-minute candle chart. This morning, definitely, I've seen a good deal of liquidations on longs, seen a good deal of liquidations on shorts. Definitely, we've seen some here a couple hours ago. We saw a nice bunch of shorts get wrecked. And then, of course, here we saw a bunch of longs get wrecked. A huge sell off right there. Anyway, it has definitely evolved in the market. People are trying to push it, trying to make it do something, but it just ain't really doing it. I'm not seeing a lot of plus $1 million buys come in today, nor sells. So in general, it really feels like people are just kind of hesitant, and these longs and shorts that I'm seeing getting are just people trying too hard. All right. Looking at spot trading volume on big exchanges, they're pretty much mostly in the red. They were green this morning, but Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, KuCoin, and Binance US, Bybit, all in the red. Gemini in the green, Gate.io 2.5% up, crypto.com down 0.3. So anyway, the big exchanges are all pretty much not seeing a lot of activity right now. Looking at derivatives, longs versus shorts with leverage, we're under 50 billion, but not by much, down 4.6% last 24 hours, coming in at 46 billion. That's not bad, really. Honestly, for a day with so little happening, that's not a bad amount of derivatives to have. So people are definitely, as you can see back on this chart here, by these longs and shorts getting wrecked, people just seem like they're kind of trying awfully hard to get a long or short position with leverage, and they're just getting stop hunted to getting wrecked. So anyway, be careful. The big money knows what the little money is doing, so be careful. They can see you. All right, looking at Bitcoin in the top 100. Today, Bitcoin coming in at 22,591. That's not the price. Looking at the top 100 in general in the red. NEO, for some reason, is in the green. I'm gonna take a let's look at that one before we check out of here. NEO looking interesting. I wonder why you're in the green, little Mr. NEO. Other than that, most things kind of in the red today, except for Rocket Pool, which seems unstoppable lately. It's up 8%. Let's look at RPL. Rocket Pool seems to really be a rocket ship to Pluto lately. So, okay, there we go. Now, looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, for the sweep volume is long 60%, shorts 39%, so pretty much 60-40. Definitely a long bias. For Ethereum, it's at 57%, 42%, so 57% long, 42% short. So basically a long bias for Ethereum, not as strong as it is for Bitcoin. Definitely a long bias for Bitcoin on Binance where the volume is. All right. I wanted to make a note of this. I took the screenshot earlier. This is Bitcoin. It's a 4-hour chart. And this is just the idea of what I look at it. We're just ranging. You can kind of see this ranging that we're doing right now. If you look, you can kind of just take it for what it's worth. But for 21 days and 12 hours, 4-hour chart, 129 bars, we've been just going sideways. And pretty much, if you note, these wicks down here, if you're buying the bottom, then they're right up here. You're selling the top, adjust it accordingly for what, your trading methodology. If you're trading up and trading down, it's really a good day for you. A lot of volatility in here. I think definitely a lot of stop hunting, trailing take profits are getting wrecked, or we're just selling in profit ultimately. But if you were to play this range, I'm going to go back over here. Boom. Here's the chart once again. 4-hour chart. It's funny, you can see some volume spiking coming in recently, but it's not really doing a whole lot. Mostly those volume spikes appear just to be dumping the price a little bit. You're definitely seeing some, in my opinion, money trying to move it. Whenever you get past the green into the yellow here on this guy, this is called the volume analysis. I'll link it over at Bitcoin Daily View. If it's not there, I'll do it soon. But it's on TradingView and it's cumulative. So a yellow candle is not. Basically, every candle is an addition, a summation of buy and sell. So definitely have some beautiful volume coming in here recently on the 4-hour chart. But really, the price action that we're seeing is towards the downside. So yeah, people seem like they're trying to pull it down. But if I was to pull out the this tool here, the little forecast, if you were to buy in the green and then sell on the top when it got back in the red, that's 6%. So, we're going to see 6% swings, possibly an easy 4% that you can be grabbing on the way up and on the way down. If you don't want to short on the way down, that's totally fine. Just sell and wait. That's ultimately you're making money. That's just, shorting with zero leverage ultimately. So anyway, I want to play it. Not financial advice, my friends, but I will say right now, something that I'm seeing is we're back here at, the the bottom of this chart. We're back here at the bottom. We're back in the green in the buy. Maybe it's time to hop in if you're gonna. It's hard to tell. It's hard to know right now. The squeeze indicator is kind of indifferent. Directional index is not going. It's kind of still in the red and getting stronger. ADX is trending up, which we don't really want to when we're trending down. Seeing some nice volume spikes, but they're basically pulling the price down, not pumping it. So, well, there you go. We are dang sideways, but more likely to move up than move down. But be careful. These are dangerous, eclectic times right now. So, looking at this, the same thing on a 45-minute chart. You can definitely see this beautiful range that we've been in very, very clearly. The buy and sell, top and bottom. The directional index is, we are kind of trending down towards the positive here. A directional index is making a move where you would possibly expect to get back up and to get moving back up again. Look at the squeeze indicator, boom, looking good there. A little bit, little volume spikes, but in general, I'm just not convinced. I'm kind of holding my cards tight to my chest right now. I'm just not so sure if we're going to do anything other than, range sideways here. I don't know. And we're definitely we're at a recent low where we've seen, a move up from, but we're seeing indicators that are kind of showing that we're probably moving in that direction. But I'm going to wait until we get some green directional index and directional. I'm sorry, some green squeeze indicator and some green directional index, because just right now, this is just. I'm just not trusting it today. You know what I mean? Just not trusting it. I'm going to watch closely, though, because if we see things turn up, especially if that whatever meeting it is, DOJ, somebody having a meeting today, if that ends up being positive for crypto, definitely I could see a nice couple % gain throughout the rest of the day. So we'll see what happens. If it's negative, we're kind of at the bottom there. If we dump, who knows what's going to happen. So just take it easy. Be careful. Bitcoin's volatile right now. It's kind of in the buy zone for this, sideways ranging that it's been doing. But personally today, I've got to be honest with you, I just don't really trust it. So keeping my cards close to my chest. Anyway, I wanted to show something kind of interesting. This is UPO versus USDT on KuCoin, up only. Interesting coin. So why I wanted to look at this is, it's new. I think it was put on the exchange around April of 2022. And you can see it pumped, went down. It's been kind of riding sideways. I mean, has this thing found its bottom? I mean, it's been a long time. So maybe, 0.015 or 16 sats is kind of where this thing bottoms out, Now, if we look here in the daily candle, I kind of just want to let you in on some of my trading methodology, which is basically big blockchain education's trading methodology, which you'll find over at bitcoindailyview.com. Click on the affiliate link, join the team, come in for the big win. All right, so UPO versus USDT, as you can see, daily chart has broken above the 200 moving average, which is newly created here on KuCoin. So that's a positive thing. We're above the 200 moving average on the daily. I like it. Green squeeze indicator, directional index is in the green. I like what I'm seeing. Not much volume recently, but that's all right. We're above the 200 moving average. That's kind of a good sign. Now, let's look at a 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, as it renders here, above the 200 moving average once again, beautifully trending up. I like what I'm seeing. You have a nice looking channel right there. It's beginning to, just today, it's just kind of had a bit of a move up earlier, but now everything's kind of dumping now. I would say dumping, but it's just there's not a lot of positive energy in the market that I'm seeing this morning. Something's pumped like crazy, but in general, a little bit weak. Squeeze indicator turning down, directional index going into the red. I'm watching this one for 200 moving average bounce, or maybe even better. I should say 200 moving average bounce, yeah, or maybe beforehand. We'll see if it kind of stays in this channel. There is a channel right here. Yeah, you can't quite. I'm going to grab it from here just to be somewhat. I'm going to go like that. I'm just going to do it like that. Boom. So we have this channel. If it visits the bottom of this channel, begins to turn up, or hits the 200 moving average, definitely good momentum if the indicators are turning back up. I like that. And then, of course, looking at the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, as it renders here, see, it did. Here you go. Here's the big thing right here. On the 1-hour chart, you can see it lost the 200 moving average. But it's been doing that. It's been kind of, bonk, losing it, bonk, losing it, bonk, losing it, bonk. It lost it once again. Henry bottom of that channel, which is at the bottom of the ATR cave. We'll see what happens. The squeeze indicator looks a little bit better here. We're trending towards up. Directional index is trending towards up. ADX is going in the right spot. I'm going to watch this thing for a 200 moving average break. It definitely might move back up to the top if it does so. And if it does, I mean, not a bad little not a bad little trade there if it does. If it breaks the moving average, and I got into it right about there, and it hit the top, that'd be like 38%. So I'll be happy to even get 20 out of this thing. I'd probably put a trailing take profit right here below the mid-range of the channel, which is about 10%. It's like a 3% trailing take profit or something like that, and that thing's probably gonna look pretty darn good. Maybe ride this thing back up at the top of that channel. I like what I'm seeing with UPO versus USDT. All right, looking at let's keep on cruising here. It's not a lot of the market's not particularly exciting today. Look over here to this is my little list here. ELF versus BTC, that thing took off today. You can kind of see, I like this one here. If I go to a 4-hour chart, it's just so choppy, it's crazy. But I kind of like coins like this sometimes. So here's a 4-hour chart, and you can see it's above the 200 now, and you can see it just explodes sometimes as which is kind of interesting. And now it's above the 200, not looking too bad here on the 4-hour chart. Indicators not looking too bad. This thing's crazy. I'm just kind of watching this one for fun. I'm not exactly feeling super positive, but let's look at the Fibonacci sequence. If we go here and go there, where's this thing at? It kind of made a 618 bounce, came back down, tried to .5. It's been playing with this support and resistance right here. It's breaking above it. Now it's above the 382. It wicked above the 236. I mean, this guy might work here on the 4-hour chart. You can see the indicators are pretty darn strong. It's just so wicky and crazy. It's just all about if you can catch this one, when it makes one of these crazy moves, a trailing take profit or a nice, limit order sell would just be wonderful. So I'm watching this one. Let's just sort of see what happens. This is a crazy chart, but I'm just watching it because you never know. A really sweet entry might suddenly appear. If we got on the list here, Vega versus USD. See, this one's looking good today. Good strong indicators. I like what I'm seeing, but it's just kind of sideways. I'm not seeing positive upwards movement. We'll see. The ADX is starting to trail off a little bit. 4-hour chart, not looking too bad. Not sure if this guy's going to continue. ETC versus USDT. Nice upwards channel going sideways, hitting the 200 moving average, making a bounce. Got to see if these indicators turn up. So like I say, I'm just not really inspired by the market today, to be honest with you. Let's look at these trading pairs here. I'm kind of hiding the list a little bit from you because this is like blockchain education's list. This is one that we went over the other night. Like I say, we go over this list like twice a week and we update it. And these are all sweet ass alts that are looking really, really good. Right now, we're just trading against BTC. So here you can see beautiful move up, QLC versus BTC. Indicators look strong, massive coming in, like what I'm seeing, pushing top that ATR cave. If I was to fire up the Keltners here, you're probably going to find that it is, it's way above that top Keltner. So this one probably is going to retrace a bit, but definitely one to watch in the 4-hour. It just needs to chill a little bit. I mean, it may continue going, but I'm kind of expecting this guy to retrace at least back down to the 8 moving average. It's going to that's quite a pump. I mean, what does that thing do? Let's take a look here. Forecast. This guy went like, let's go to there, like 77% in 2 days. It's massive. So, I mean, that's probably going to see some retrace action here. I would not be surprised. But still, one to watch. VIB versus BTC. See, I saw a lot of this morning with BTC pairs. VIB's been kind of cruising sideways, very, very boring here in the 4-hour chart. But then suddenly, bam, explosion. So we're starting to see these, and I'm kind of wondering why. The chart's going to turn very positive. Nice volume here. Would I want to get in right now? Let me look at like an hourly chart. Probably not overextended. But keep an eye on that one. Anyway, I'm not going to look at a lot of coins today. I'm just finding the market a little bit challenging this morning. To really, if you got in a couple hours ago, you'd probably be in a better spot, before some of these pumps happen. But you have to be in before the pump happened, to really to do much with it. So anyway, what I like about coins like this, ASTR versus BTC, is you do a fib sequence on these. Let's just go right here, do a fib sequence, that wick. You can kind of see it's at the .5, but it's not quite holding it. Probably going to see a 618 bounce here. It's meeting the 8 moving average again, which is pretty good, but I'm waiting for a 618 possible bounce. These indicators look pretty good. A lot of volume pushed this thing on the 4-hour chart. I like what I'm sort of seeing here. Let's go to a 45-minute chart just to get really, really crazy. And you can see this thing. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Let me get rid of the these band, the Keltners don't really matter right here. Yeah, let's see what happens. We're probably, we kind of wick down close to the 618. Let's see what happens. They're going to find some traction here at 5 or go back down to this is like 618 and move. Here on the 45-minute chart, you can definitely see the squeeze indicators lessening. Directional nexus is about to go red, and the ADX is giving it back. So it wouldn't surprise me. 618 golden pocket might be a nice bounce for ASTR versus BTC. Anyway, I keep going down the line for quite a while. A lot of, interesting things to watch. Lit versus BTC took off. One thing I like about this one here is you've got your upwards trend here. You have a low, you have a higher high. You kind of blew the higher high. This could be kind of, I'm sorry, you have a low, you kind of have like a lower high. Then it blew the lower high, but this is almost a lower high here. But if you look here, you've got a higher high, higher high, higher high. This one undoubtedly, it's not even too far from it. It's on the moving 8. The indicators look good. What I'm wondering about this one is, to be honest with you, for lit versus BTC, I'm kind of wondering if what we're going to see is something like this. This could just be a righteous amen kind of a channel like that. What if it's beginning to do that here on the 45-minute chart? I like that. So I'm going to watch this one for a correction. Indicators turn down and then see if it turns back up. This one definitely could bounce off the mid-range, the heartbeat of this channel, or go all the way down to the bottom and then bounce again. If it went to the bottom and bounced again, let's say it comes down and bounces again and keeps moving, that's like 15%, So anyway, sorry that I'm not too inspired today. I'm just having a hard time finding entries today. Well, there you go. The market's there. I think we're going to see a lot of alts really start moving depending on what Bitcoin does today. I wonder if I went to I'm sorry I didn't find that article for you. There should be not Christmas. What is it? Decrypt. So I don't see. I forget. I'm trying to think where I could find some good crypto news. But anyway, guys, CoinDesk. Yeah, CoinDesk.com. There we go. Bitcoin exchange, local Bitcoins to close. Who cares about that? Sam Bankman don't care. Sorry about that. I thought I did see an article about some kind of a meeting today that would possibly affect the market. So anyway, guys, there you go. That's kind of what I can tell you today. And now quickly for some news. Okay, everybody probably has heard about the whole, Nord Stream being an inside job and who's involved and all. Maybe you've read the big article. Here's the deal. Garland Nixon, if you just want to listen to it, he goes on for an hour. He's incredibly good. If you'd like to hear a real breakdown of the whole Nord Stream sabotage thing, or Nord Stream operation, or Nord Stream, whatever you're going to call it, he breaks it down geopolitically, socioeconomically, you name it. He really, really breaks it down, and I think it's valuable if you care about that particular event. Who done it? Who shot JR? Remember that? Who blew up Nord Stream? Well, the article's been written. And he outlines it here, and I think you might enjoy this if you like geopolitics and such things like that. Once again, Turkey-Syria earthquake. Now the death toll is passing 20,000. It's massive. You can see the devastation. It's terrible, and it's one of the things I like to ponder: the sweetness of life, the sadness, the heartbreak, the beauty. We should always appreciate life. Insist on being happy. It's as important as breath and your heartbeat, and savor the sacredness and the preciousness of life. Because look at this guy here, a father who wrapped the bodies of his wife and son in a blanket there in from the earthquake. Can you even imagine? It's impossible. So savor life. It's a beautiful thing. I'm glad that you are alive. It's just a good thing. And, I pray for those poor characters over there. It's a very, very sad thing going on in the world. Stephen Halpern, who I interviewed on my other podcast, Radiant Creators. This is his first. He's kind of like the patriarch of New Agey music. And this is his first album here. And it's free on YouTube. Somebody cribbed it and put it there, quite a while ago. I'm going to put it in live chat. If you need some eclectic music to rock out, to get your soul feeling good and your mind and body feeling good, this really is an amazing album. And I do believe this is actually a Kirlian photo of, I think, a rhododendron leaf. Anyway, everybody, with that said, thank you for being part of the peaceful revolution. I do believe that every Bitcoin Satoshi you own definitely is a true bet and a true belief in an optimistic future for humanity, and it punches a horrible globalist right in the nuts, and that's a good enough reason to get up in the morning and keep stacking those sats. So anyway, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.